In order to understand really what free-for-all does, you really need to understand what the travesty that's going on in this healthcare industry, and specifically prescription, and the changes that are coming in 2014 with the new healthcare reform. In 2010, which was the last published data, 3.9 billion prescriptions were processed in this country for people with insurance. That doesn't count the 30 million non-insured or the 49 million non-documented citizens that will never get insurance. 94% of all those 3.9 billion prescriptions went to one of three publicly traded companies: Medco, Express Scripts, and Caremark. 92% of all those prescriptions processed were generic. The most egregious of the three pharmacy benefit managers was CVS Caremark, whose gross revenue in 2010 was $75 and change per prescription. Medco and Express Scripts were $68 and $69 and change respectively. The most interesting number is that the average cost for prescriptions all in 2010 was $52 and change. I know I threw a lot of numbers out, but if you do the difference between 52 and change, 68, 69, and 75, you're between $18 and $25 per prescription on average came out of your pocket for these middlemen that do nothing except allow you to pay a copay and maintain eligibility. Oh, and there's one important number, the last number I'm going to throw at you. Their EBITDA, okay, or net earnings, was $3.74 in 2010. So if you take 374 times 3.9 billion, it'll give you some idea of the net earnings these egregious companies, or oligopolies actually, are making. I testified twice at two Senate subcommittee meetings on these practices, and the title of my presentation was Theft by Deception, which is exactly what they do. Free-for-all took that model upside down. I am a serial entrepreneur, and everything that I do, for the most part, is a disruptive model. I move into areas where you've got large corporate greed and create a model to strip them of that greed. We are a pharmacy benefit administrator. My last company was SunRx. We were the first in the country. The term transparency and PBA didn't exist before 2001. We did things differently. With free-for-all, we provide the same level discounts that Medco, Caremark, and Express Scripts have negotiated with the pharmacies. The only difference between us and them is we give it to you, and every time we win, which is 7 out of 10 times, we earn a fee of $2.50. Out of that $2.50, we do a revenue share with over 450 NPOs that we currently work with. It's a new and unique way to get revenue. I have ibuprofen 600 milligrams. If I use my Aetna card, the pharmacist is going to tell me pay $15. If I slap that card down and say, listen, I'm losing my insurance tomorrow, what if I come back? It's $11.99. And if I use my free RxCut card, it's $7.20. So I made $2.50 on that. So here's what happened behind the scenes, because I love pulling the sheets back. Medco, who's bigger than us, better than us, and has a slightly better discount than us, there are three components in a transaction: the ingredient cost, the professional fee to the pharmacy, and the professional fee to me. Our fee to the pharmacy for dispensing medication is $2.50. Our fee to us is also $2.50, and then you have the ingredient cost of medication. Medco's message back to the pharmacy on that transaction was collect $15. $3 is yours, $12 is ours, and we'll adjust it on the next prescription. That $12 went into the pot of that $22 composite average, and they're going to get 60 off somebody else. So at the end of the day, it's going to average 22. And now, fast forward a couple years, that number's 25. My message back to the pharmacy was collect, I'm going to round it up because I'm tired, $7.50. $5 is yours, $2.50 is mine, I'll bill you at the end of the month. After we bill, we collect, and we dispense $50 for whoever's card used that. So if it's the Cole Hamels Foundation, or the Jaws Youth Foundation, or United Way, whose cards are back there, or any one of the other 450 nonprofits that we work with, it provides a new and unique revenue cycle while doing something unique. The only person that gets skinned in this equation is the person this program was designed to skin, the person who's been skinning us. Okay? Pharmacy makes more money, member saves money, NPO makes money, we make money, and the only one that loses is the PBM. That's the disruptive model. What's interesting about the program, thus the name Free-for-All Inc., everything that we do is free. So once we contract with any of the organizations, whether it's for-profit or not-for-profit, it's a simple one-page contract. I know we have a lot of attorneys in the room that don't like one-page contracts, but we'd like to keep things simple. It takes about 8 days to implement your program. All we need is a high-res logo. We'll do a co-branded card, co-branded website, which gives a print card, free print card feature. But the most important thing is it has a pharmacy search engine. What we want to condition people to do is not go to CVS, Walgreens, and Rite Aid. Why? Because they're owned by pharmacy benefit managers. It's a fox watching a chicken coop. What you'll find is your local Steve Rabbit, ShopRites, your Targets, your Walmarts, your Super Freshes, your Gennardis, those will give you a much better price than we're ever going to get off of CVS, Walgreens, and Rite Aid. The pharmacy search engine is state-of-the-art. All you need to do is enter your medications. If you don't have access to a computer, everything that's available on our website can be done through a toll-free bilingual 1-800 number that operates 24/7, 365. You give us your medications and your zip code. We'll tell you the least expensive pharmacy to go to and what the exact cost is going to be that day. You know what your copay is. If it beats it, use it. If it doesn't, use your insurance card. But 7 out of 10 times we're going to win. In 2014, it's going to be a significantly different change. You're going to see people that currently have great insurance move to high deductible plans, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 copays. In addition to the discount on the pharmacy, it also has a 50% discount on lab and imaging. So that $2,500 MRI is now $1,500. If you've got a $3,000 deductible and you've got an MRI, it will behoove you to use the card. And by the way, there's revenue on the MRI, revenue on the lab, as well as on the pharmacy. And last but not least, one of the biggest ripoffs is bringing your pet to the veterinarian and buying your medications from them. There's a 200% to 300% markup most of the time. You can actually get Snoopy's medication, human equivalent medication, at your local Acme, believe it or not, and all those transactions are reimbursable. In addition to which, we have a toll-free 1-800 number for the non-human pet meds like Tick and Flea and Frontline and HeartGuard and things like that, and we're priced on average about 10% below retail. It's a very simple program. It's easy to use, easy to understand. We provide all the education that you need. We'll do custom brochures as well to be put in your distribution spots and talk to you about other ways that you can do distributions. Once someone uses this card, they're not going to use their Aetna card. Am I using my Aetna card again? And the last thing that I failed to say, and I should mention, is that prescription and the other 11 that are not going to go to Aetna, when I take off my Jerry Ferro hat and using my Aetna card and put on my CEO Free-for-All hat, those 12 prescriptions are not going to go into my claims experience, so my claims experience is going to be better next year, which makes my renewal easier. So it's a win-win-win all the way around. The only one that loses, unfortunately, is the oligopoly who deserves to lose. And that's what it's all about. Short, sweet, and to the point.